everybody, Marlene, aka SnowGardener307. We are here for a very quick cooking video because I don't have a lot of time to film all of the fun action chopping shots and stuff. But when I did my grocery haul, I told you guys that I would film me making this. So here we go. We are making a cowboy stew. This is not my recipe. I found it on Pinterest. This is the first time we're making it. So let me show you what we're going to do. So here are the ingredients we need. Here is the stove. Don't mind it. It's messy. This is a home we live in. It's got bacon grease in there. And we are going to go ahead and into the bacon grease, we're going to do the sausage. So let me walk you guys through really quick what this recipe calls for. It calls for 2 cans of baked beans, the 15-ounce size. It calls for a can of sweet corn, 15 ounces, diced tomatoes, 15 ounces. It also calls for a can of the green chilies, and these are 4 ounces. It calls for 1.5 pounds of ground beef, the 80/20, and of course I've got this beef that I canned that's already done. We're going to go ahead and use that to make things easier. It calls for a couple potatoes. I am going to cut these up while the sausage is browning. I've already browned up the bacon. It called for 4 pieces of bacon. I went ahead and used the ends and pieces that if you watch my grocery hauls, you know I buy those and then freeze them in small packages. It calls for an onion, 3 cloves of garlic. I just used some of the minced garlic from Sam's Club. It calls for some flour. And then it also calls for some black pepper, some chili powder, and some salt. And then it calls for 2 packages of sausage, I think 2 10-ounce packages or something like that. This is what I got, so this is what we're going to use. If I think of anything else that I forgot, I will go ahead and show you guys that. So to our bacon grease right here, we are going to go ahead and add in the sausage, and we're going to get that cooked up, and then we will be back. We have cooked the sausage, and now you are supposed to add the onion and the ground beef and the garlic in until the beef is cooked. But because we are using beef that is already cooked, we don't have to worry about that. And so we're going to go ahead, I'm going to turn that down a little bit because it was pretty stinking hot. And you're going to see I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to let my onions cook in here for a little bit, then I'll add my garlic. I find garlic burns very, very quickly. And I will bring you back before I add everything back in. So let's let these onions cook down. So now I've got my onion and my garlic in there. I'm going to go ahead and add my beef. And I don't know if I can open this with one hand or not. I don't think I can. This is why normally we use a tripod, right? Yeah, I can. And I am adding in 2 of these just because I have a little bit less sausage and because I didn't think 1 would be enough. Let's see if I can get these on out of here. This is the first time we're using our canned beef. And so I did the canned beef where I cooked it before and then canned it. So we're going to put this in here and get all of this mixed in. Looks like ground beef, hey? And from what I hear, nobody should be able to tell that this beef was canned before. Let me see. Ouch, that was hot. It definitely has a different texture. And that is one of the things that I've heard. So, we're going to let that beef warm up. And then we're going to add our spices. So, all this calls for is black pepper, salt, and chili powder. It was 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, and 1 teaspoon of chili powder. And then it calls for 3 tablespoons of flour. Oh, one thing that this calls for too that I don't have yet is 1 cup of water. So I'm going to get this all mixed in and we're going to let it cook for 1 minute. Okay, so that's nice and warmed up. Everything is stirred in there. And now we're going to start adding cans of stuff. So we've got a can of corn with juices. We've got a can of tomatoes with juices. We have got a can of green chilies with their juice, of course. And we have got 2 cans of baked beans to add in here. I'm going to go ahead and stir this up. We're going to go ahead and add our 1 cup of water. And it did say if it's too thick, you can add more water if you want to. I had to grab my potatoes because I had them sitting in water so they didn't get all brown. So we've got our potatoes to add in. We've got our cooked bacon to add in. And we've got our cooked sausage. Wow. What a combination, right, you guys? I think the guys in my family are going to love this. So now we need to let this cook, obviously, because those potatoes are raw. And one thing I was thinking about, I don't have them done yet, but I do plan on canning potatoes here soon. This is going to be pretty close to a dump meal if the guys like it, because next time I'll probably just put canned potatoes in there. And now we're going to let this come to a boil, and then we are going to cover it and simmer it for 1 hour. Now, this meal is not going to be eaten today by my family. It's actually going to be eaten tomorrow because I have a 12-hour day shift. So I'm cooking a dinner for tomorrow at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But I am going to taste it and let you guys know how it is. Here is our cowboy stew, everybody. Just so you know, I did add an extra cup of water in here. I did want it a little bit more soupy, especially since the guys in my family are going to be reheating this. Now, I did go ahead and pull out a little bit here for me to taste and let you guys know what I think. I let it sit out for a minute, so hopefully it's cool. All right, let's see what we think. So I tried to get a little bit of everything. Like I have a little piece of sausage, and I've got some potato and corn and bacon and tomatoes. So let's see. Hopefully it doesn't burn my mouth off, right? That's really good. I better eat this other bite just to make sure. That is a super easy meal to put together, you guys. I use my canned beef. I want to start showing you guys how I am going to use the items that are in my prepper pantry, as well as the canned food that I am doing. And like I said, I'm getting ready to can potatoes. And the next time I make this, and there will be a next time, I'm going to go ahead and use a jar of already cooked potatoes too. How easy will that be? All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me for this small little cook with me video. And until I see you guys next time, remember to keep on smiling. Bye, everybody.